Test, test. We are back. Row. Boy, we had a little outage there. Twice this week it's done that. Sorry about that as we get our day going. 72 now. As I mentioned before when we were kind of silent there, we're 10 degrees warmer than we were yesterday at this time. Big day. We had a large night in Meridian. It worked out really, really well as we had so many people in town. We're going to talk about it at the top of the hour. We also have special guests coming in this morning. The Jimmy Rogers Foundation, as they get ready for the events this weekend. A big concert tonight will be in Philadelphia and then back tomorrow night in Meridian and Saturday night. Plus, Tommy Horn will be here to talk about the events that are coming up at the Lauderdale County Government Complex. That's going to happen at 11 o'clock as we honor police this week. That's coming up. Just a moment there. Thank you, Wally. So glad to be back on. I didn't look over. I've got to start doing that. Technology sometimes just chooses its own. And I don't understand it how to do it, but we got it fixed. We'll be right back as we get our day underway, as we get our blessing. Let's go out to Collinsville, get that now.
Who are some people you consider to be masters at their craft? For me, I think of Adrian Rogers, who was the famous pastor of Bellevue Baptist Church in Memphis for many years, with the Lord for a while now, but you can go back and listen to his sermons and they still hold up incredibly well. You know, one characteristic of his preaching that was so phenomenal, it was his ability to speak to everybody in the room, no matter where they were coming from. You know, Dr. Rogers took time to minister and mentor many young ministers at Mid-America Baptist Theological Seminary in Memphis. He wanted to impart his wisdom to them, and my pastor growing up was one of those, and he spoke very highly of him. In 2 Thessalonians 3:16, it says, "May the Lord of peace himself give you peace always in every way. The Lord be with all of you." When you know Jesus, you know peace. He can give us peace. Why? Well, look at what the text says. He's the Lord of peace. God is the ultimate master of peace, so he's the ultimate giver of peace. You think of someone like Dr. Rogers, who was able to mentor many of these ministers because he really was a master at his craft. Well, how much greater is the Lord a master of peace? He certainly can give it in abundance. So I want to ask you, is there a void in your life? Is there discontentment brewing? Peace is found in Jesus. Peace is found in his death and his resurrection and in salvation when you trust him. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message. Always good to get a good word from the good Lord above. As we start today, remember that in your daily travels. So much to do, so much to see. Always be a leader, an example. That's what we're getting at there. Whoop, Trump's done it again. What did he do? Well, he didn't allow somebody on Air Force One. Nope, can't come on here. I don't care where you go, but you're not riding with us. President Trump has banned Reuters, AP, and Bloomberg from Air Force One. They're all reporters. He says they print nonsense and you ain't riding with me. You know, he does have a point. It's a lot of that goes on. Let's see what else is happening this morning. You know that guy, and I don't understand how somebody that owns a business, most people that own businesses are neutral when it comes to politics, because whatever you do, you're going to make someone mad. Half your audience, half your customers. So it's just best to keep your politics out of what you sell. That's not the case when it comes to Ben & Jerry. Do you know who I'm referring to? That Ben & Jerry's ice cream? Well, they sold it a few years ago, and they're trying to buy it back to be, well, more liberal. One of them was arrested yesterday, Ben Cohen. He's co-founder of that company, as he was yelling at a hearing, and they took him out in cuffs along with 6 other people. They're dedicated to very left, and more left. And when I say left, I mean left. We'll leave it at that and wish them luck with whatever they do. Halle Berry. Do you know who I'm talking about, the actress? I think she was a model in the beginning, then she became an actress. She has filed a restraining order against her boyfriend. His name is... How would you do if someone knocked on your door to date your daughter and says, "Hi, my name is rapper, what is this? Alleging violence." They call him DDG.
You got the wrong house, though.
But anyway, she has filed a restraining order against him. So he can't be hanging out with her anymore. Congress. Here we go. Our next one here. Congress pushes VA to explain. And this makes absolutely no sense. Congress is pushing the VA to explain why it regularly overpays veterans and then asks for them to pay the money back. All right, let's just, here in the real world, if there's, y'all know this, there's always extra expenses that happens in your household. Your refrigerator goes out and you get a little bit extra. You spend that money. And now they ask the veterans to give it back. That's a toughie there. They need to get it right. They're overspending tons of money each year by doing this. Some are able to give it back. Some probably aren't. Did I mention this yesterday? I saw it, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not. Australia, they have took in $500 million of seized cocaine. It was on a boat. They took it. Somebody's upset this morning. He's a cartel kind of guy, but he's not happy. Somebody's getting fired. So I've heard they do worse than that at some of those organizations. Yeah, boy. Ford, do you have one? And this was brought up to me just the other day, and I guess it's because we just no longer have one here. A Lincoln dealership, they're gone. But Ford is recalling the Lincoln Navigator, about 274,000 of these, including the Expeditions and SUVs, for a brake function. So if you have one of those, check with your local dealer to see if your car falls under that. You might want to get that checked out. Brakes, kind of serious. We don't want you to be in an accident by any means. This next story, nationwide is what they're basing this on, but I know just last week we had one here in the Meridian area. I don't often report these because it's a sensitive matter when there's an overdose and someone passes away, but we had that happen in a local hotel last week. Police arrived to find someone that, had overdosed. But they're showing that, it's starting to go down. It has fell 27% over a year. That's good news. Not quite sure how people, whether it's pain or if it's wounds that they're hooked on this stuff from. Some do it because they just enjoy it. Here's something that is a TikTok challenge, and these things are usually just bad all the way around. School authorities sound the alarm. This is called the Chromebook Challenge. It's on TikTok. And what this is a school computer, and they're urging kids to put objects in it to cause the battery to catch on fire. And it does work. What we're trying to prevent is schools catching on fire from these type of incidents. They do a lot of things on TikTok that's not good. These challenges. Watch your kids, be on top of that. What else have we got this morning? Milwaukee, do you remember the judge we've talked about that was helping the illegals? She was arrested. We know that. A federal grand jury has indicted her. Now she's seeking to have it dismissed, saying that she's exempt from this. Will it happen? I don't know. They haven't ruled on it yet. She's saying because she's a judge, she can't be arrested. We'll find out. This could go all the way to the Supreme Court. You never know how these things go. But that's what her lawyers, maybe another judge will strike it down to begin with. Bribery is not good. We're hearing words of that just to the west of here in Jackson, Mississippi, in local politics. We go to New York City. The fire department involved in this. This all involves safety inspections. A little under the table. It ended up being a little over, I think, $300,000 over a few years period there. One's been fired, and another is just to be arrested for this. It happens all over the world. We know that. It's just whether or not they have someone investigate this to catch things like this. My, oh my. He's getting 3 years in jail for his portion of what he done. Any Ellen DeGeneres fans out there? I'm not sure whether it was because it wasn't selling or she just decided to keep it, but she has taken her home off the market that is in L.A. You know, she's moved from the U.S. because she didn't like Donald. She had her house listed for $30 million. It's been taken off the market. Let's see what else is happening here this morning as we come across here. Let's see here. They dropped this in a last-minute effort. I don't know why this is being brought back up to begin with. This started somewhat back in 2016, almost immediately after he took office. A House Democrat was pushing to have Donald Trump once again impeached. It was dropped at the last moment. No one will vote on it. That would have been a waste of tax dollar money, and you know that as well as I do. Either side of the aisle, this stuff, as it always comes up, money is wasted. Trump is shocked, and they are dancing in the streets in Syria. He has lifted the ban on this after 45 years. Sanctions is what I'm talking about. They're looking for this to really affect their economy and do a blessing for them. I don't know about this. We'll have to. Well, I'm getting this way. I guess things come in trends over years. How do you feel about toupees? And what they're basing this on is hairdressers are saying extensions are very popular for women now, and that toupees are coming back for men. Well, they kind of glue it on your head now and then weave it into your hair. I'm going to skip it. So long as Resist All makes cowboy hats, I think I'm okay. We'll be right back with a look at your weather forecast here in just a moment. That's a few of the headlines that are shaping America this morning. We'll be right back with that forecast.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Celebrating our 7-year anniversary, Al's Garden and Gift is excited to bring you the beautiful colors of spring to your home. So many bedding and vegetable plants, hanging baskets, roses, and other plants that will bring on the colors of spring. It's the perfect time to spend in the yard. Spruce up lawn and flower beds with fresh sod, mulch soils, and pine straw. Then brighten your day with unique gifts in the shop. Spring is here at Al's Garden and Gift. Bloom with happiness.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs, record lows back in 2018, not that many years ago. Okay, it was 7. It's adding up. That's nearly a decade, isn't it? It was 96 degrees today. We should be at 90. We're close to that. Our record low was set long, long ago, 1917. It was 43 today in our area. As we look at our high, we should have becoming mostly sunny before it's all said and done. 90 today, 89 in Columbus. We'll go down the river all the way to Natchez. Ends up still being 90. As we go east into Bama, we'll see almost identical weather there across Alabama with Demopolis, Livingston, Tuscaloosa at 89 and 88 near Birmingham. We'll see 92 over at Montgomery today. Nice weather there for them. Now, as we look at this, I mentioned the heat today. Look at this. Y'all be careful if you're out and about. A little bit more from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. This is our first taste of this year, as we'll see temperatures get to 90. Heat indices could be up close to 100 today. Whew. This will cut right across from Scuba due west to Philadelphia all the way to Bastrop, Louisiana, and due south toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's going to be a scorcher as we look at that. Now, we got strong winds today. We'll have gusts of up to 25 here in the Meridian area, Philadelphia and these areas. But west of us at Yazoo, Vicksburg, there on the river, all the way up to the Mississippi Delta, it's going to be very strong there. Gusts of up to 35 miles an hour today. Watch those winds. It's not going to be a great hair day, I suspect. Now, severe weather coming in tomorrow night as we look at this. We have a level 2 north of Greenwood in the Delta area there, a level 1 taken in Louisville area, and also that northern portion up there in Crawford and Noxubee County, right along in that area there as we touch into Noxubee County. We'll look at the live radar here in just a second. As we look to Saturday, we got more of this, a level 1 for the Meridian area, mainly a late evening. Now, it's not large chances of rain. It's only a 30% chance. But, again, that doesn't change the fact that it could be bad. Let's go over and take a look at live radar to show you what we've got on this. Now, let's back out here as we go to live radar here at Doc's Toyota. We'll see that on the Mississippi Gulf Coast right now. We're showing a lot of fog here just north of Biloxi, from Picayune all the way over to Wiggins to Centronell, Alabama. That loop through there, crossing Highway 98, Highway 45 as we see that, and 57. A bunch of fog there, making its way toward Highway 90 down there. Now, let's look at what we've got here as we pull into the severe weather. We'll look at today. And as you'll see, it's way away from us today. It's going to be starting at Jackson, Tennessee, and as you get into the Bowling Green, Evansville, Indiana area there, we've got some serious weather. Chicago, Milwaukee, those are areas of concern today. Now, as we back out, let's go to tomorrow. Let's see what Friday holds for everybody. We start seeing this level 2, Nash Vegas. All of you that watch us from Nashville up around Murfreesboro into Kentucky there, it's going to be very serious weather there with a level 3. We'll see that portions of Mississippi, Tupelo, y'all be ready for this, Grenada, all of this area, northern Mississippi, including Corinth, Collierville, Tennessee, you're going to be under a level 2 tomorrow. Now, as we go just south of that, as I mentioned, Winston County. Look at this line across here as we turn on our locations for you to see this. This is going to be right across Noxubee County there, about where the Kentucky Fried Chicken is there in Macon, all the way across to Noxapater, those areas there, and all northward there, a level 1. At this point, the Meridian area, that includes Philadelphia, Carthage, and Scuba, and anywhere south, not under anything. But we are a few hours away from, well, that coming, so it could change. As we look at Sunday, let's look at that. Sunday, we've got a level 1 for the Meridian area, and that will go just inside the Enterprise area and all points northward. That's a level 1 for Mississippi. As we look to our west, Hot Springs, Arkansas, we've got a lot happening over there in Conway as we see that we're going to have a level 2 in those areas. So be cautious and keep that in mind with the weather and what is going to be coming with that. Now let's go back and take a look at what we've got finishing out what's going on with the weather this morning as we pull this up. Let's look at this. This is the temperatures that we're expecting here. Let me get that right so everybody can see that. Extreme warm temperatures as we see this in Texas, South Texas especially. We're going to be warm as we see this across Mississippi and South Florida, even hotter than we are. Now let's look at our 7-day forecast of what we've got today and tomorrow, almost the identical. 90 degrees expected, low of 70, 71 each night. Then we start seeing those rain chances move into this on Saturday with a 30% chance, then into Sunday with a 30% chance, decreasing to 10%, even a higher percent by next Wednesday. Again, we've got slight chances of severe weather. Everything's north of us right now. We're watching it closely, Winston County being the closest that has that severe weather. As we go all the way through May the 29th, here what we've got, mid-80s as we move into the 22nd, all the way through the 29th of the month. As we get nearing June, we'll be sitting at 84 for the high there. Low 80s, not bad weather at all. Again, a great-looking morning, and I want to remind you of that fog below us. Let's talk about fishing for a moment. Maybe you're going there today as we pull this up. A south-southwest wind, 10 to 15 today, steady winds. Gust, again in the Meridian area, up to 25 miles an hour. Could be breezy from time to time. Perfect fishing today around 2:30 until 4:30 this afternoon. You've got a minor chance coming up at 7 o'clock, and it'll last till about 8:15. So if you're going to be out, that'd be the time to be there. Sunrise happened this morning at 5:56. Sunset, look at this. We're getting another minute, 7:46. This afternoon, we'll have sunshine. I like that. You can't beat that at all, can you? We're sitting at roughly 10 minutes before the hour. Now, again, as we mentioned, Tommy Horn's going to be in with us to talk with us about what's coming up at the Lauderdale County Government Complex, a.k.a. the courthouse. It's going to be happening at 11. He's going to give us details of all of this. Also, we'll have the Jimmy Rogers Foundation in with us this morning to talk about all the concerts that are lined up. It'll begin tonight as they'll go to the Ellis Theater in Philadelphia and then come back to the Max in Meridian Friday and Saturday. Jimmy Rogers going on this week. All the details on the way there. Janelle, good morning there. Ooh, Frog, morning. Rick is up as well. We look forward to seeing you join us, and we'll talk about the big events that happened in Meridian last night. It was fun. It was a lot of people in our little town, too. We'll have all that up and coming in just a moment. Thanks for joining the Scotty Ray Report. We'll give you all the details in a few moments.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.